Good morning, everyone. It's been crazy here. I'm going to tell you a little bit and then we're going to get right into it because I've had enough of some of the stuff that I'm seeing, reading, hearing, watching. We'll get to that. Okay, so got up at 4 o'clock this morning, came out, started my coffee water, took one dog, one Great Dane outside, went potty, could see Lily's little face in the little window. Taking the second dog out, I could see Lily's little face in the window. Okay, so I sat down, was drinking some coffee. Well, one of the Great Danes decided they wanted to go out again. So I got up, took the Great Dane out, and I did not see Lily's little face. The light was out in her building, her heat lamp. I'm like, that means the guinea pig's lights are out too. So we know that they were not out until that would have been about 4:30, 4:35. So I'm throwing on gear and I'm running around. It was still warm enough up there. I was everything, but I went down and checked the breakers. It was really weird because the water heater breaker was thrown and I couldn't get the other ones to reset. So I went out there, made sure I took a few things off the guinea pigs building. I took, I turned off the dog box heater in Lily's room. So I just wanted like the panel. I unplugged the barn heat lamp. I went ahead and unplugged that one. The girls were like, "What are you doing?" But I unplugged that one. So then the husband got it going. So I went up, made sure everything was reset. All the panels were on. Everybody was fine. So we went back down to a basic group of heating elements. Now, I went to walk into the bathroom and then that breaker was blown. So he had to go back downstairs, reset the one for the bathroom. And so far, everything has stayed on. The hot water heater's still on. This light is still on. All of the little heaters I got going on. Of course, I did back off a little bit, like unplugged the uh, the extra heater that we put in. I figured that's the only thing that was different up there. So I took that out. Well, I didn't take it out. I unplugged it. Um, Reset all of their pads and all of their heat panels. And then I obviously am not going to use the dog barn heater right now. So those two heating elements I took apart. So that was a little bit of excitement. If you noticed, I was feeding the birds on my last video. Um, I was going to try to get both angles, but it was easier for me to get that angle. But on the other side to the left of that were a bunch of other little animals, birds. Normally, those are all my sparrows that stay up underneath there, the little snowbirds, the little chickadees, things like that. So I was feeding the other group, and the blue jays kept dominating because I really want to build my dove population back up. And so the doves came down, and then here come the blue jays, and they're like, and so that's when I put the peanuts out. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to film for a little bit because I didn't want this to freeze. So I just thought you might enjoy that. I have a lot of birds, a lot of different birds. Yesterday there were tons, woodpeckers, all kinds of crazy stuff out there. So today I really slammed it to them, and they also help keep my little path cleared. Just saying. Okay, so let's get to it. California has been devastated. Okay. Now, we also had our coast down south, mid south, whatever. We had that devastated. Human human beings devastated by events that could not be controlled, could not be. Um, you can't win when nature takes over. But I have seen a trend already that people are blaming and saying that FEMA has not reacted to California, and they're starting that stuff again. Why do you want to continue to start crap? Because your poopy papaya is saying these things that are not true. they're not true. And so you followers also get in this cesspool of throwing out conspiracies and blame and all of this instead of working together. Now, there are some people who were so concerned and that were working with, the hurricane victims, people from California, people from up here. We all donated, sent, and felt the empathy and sympathy for your areas. We did that. I personally was involved in 3 trucks that came down. There are people in a church that I know that we spoke, and they sent down semi truckloads. I mean, these things came to you, but you won't even mention California right now. I think the spiritual warfare that people are fighting is in their own heart or minds. Are you fighting yourself to be a better person by being evil and having evil thoughts towards people because of where they are? No one did that to the hurricane victims. People from across the country, north, south, east, west, sent, donated, did those things. And in your selfish spiritual war, you can't even say something heartwarming towards the people in California. All you can do is spew and start conspiracies about people not getting the help they need, blah, 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 blah. You did it there too. And that was Congress's fault. You know, you have MT Rex saying um, that Biden controlled and seeded the hurricane to make it worse when we saw it on radar. Well, if he had that power, wouldn't he have seeded some rain above California? I just find it very crazy when I hear these MAGA supporters who were so devastated and so heartbroken about the people in the hurricane areas, but they can't have anything but contempt for those in California. Destruction is destruction. Loss is loss. The numbers may differ, but each family that has lost has still lost everything. You've got Jesse Waters talking about DEI and his stupid little crony talking about DEI causing this whole problem. Black women, a black woman. It's all her fault. You've got Trump lying about Newsom and then saying that he's at fault for this. Why point fingers? Why fault people? Why blame people instead of helping? It really tears at my heartstrings to think that I was involved with helping people who won't even mention people that are now in need on the other side of the country. It is what it is. A spiritual war is actually a civil war, and you haven't come to grips with what you're calling it. It's not a spiritual war, it's a civil war because you think that you need to control everybody's morality and morality, and yet you chose a man that has absolutely zero morals or values. Zero. You know, it makes me think a lot less of people when they have this high this high feeling of spirituality and they can't even get into their heads that they are not responsible for everyone else's souls, They're not responsible for a country to be the way that they want it to be. But the worst thing about these people is they don't have compassion, empathy, sympathy for others on the other side of the country, but it was all about them. These people over here, I wonder how many of them sent donations to help there. And you won't even mention what they're going through. Or if you do, it's conspiracies, it's blaming, and it's listening to the orange idiot, the Mango Maniac. It's listening to him tell lies, and you perpetuate it. And they like that. That's what they're doing. They want to keep you divided. Do you understand that? You are dividing yourself in the spiritual war that's actually a civil war, and you don't even know what the heck you've been talked into because you want to be violent. You want to be a racist. And that's what it comes down to. You know, oh, well, and some of these people said, yes, he will take care of the economy. Well, now you know he won't. And now you know he don't care about the people of the country, just certain people of the country, and he really doesn't care about them. He cares about the millionaires, the billionaires, and those who bend the knee to him. And most of the people that represent you bow the knee to him, bend the knee to him, knowing that what they're doing is wrong. So the spiritual war that these MAGA evangelical Christians are fighting is in yourself because you are the one who is the evil ones. You demonize other people and you treat people not like Jesus or God wants you to. It's how you think because you can't get over your racism. You can't get over directionalism. We don't like California in the West. We don't want anything to do with those in the West. Blah, blah, blah. They helped you out. Blue states help red states for the most part. It's amazing how ignorant you really are. That you can't even see yourself in the mirror and see that the spiritual war that you're fighting is in yourself to be a better person and you just won't do it. Your spiritual war is a civil war. It's not about God. It's not about Jesus. Maybe in your head it is, but it's not out here. That's all I had. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I've got to go.